I spent 3 years retelling the legends of King Arthur in a book, and while I was doing that, I discovered a lot of strange magical creatures in the King Arthur legends, and we're going to talk about them because why not? When people talk about the King Arthur legends, they generally mean Geoffrey of Monmouth to Thomas Malory, and all of the books that were written in medieval Europe during that time. Geoffrey of Monmouth wrote the first recognizable Arthurian legends that we would recognize today. Many other authors wrote about King Arthur and contributed to Legendarium. And then Sir Thomas Malory condensed and articulated that whole Legendarium in one sweeping epic called Le Morte d'Arthur. So that's what we mean when we say the Arthurian legends. Let's get started with the bestiary. Number 1 is the questing beast. This is a very distinctive Arthurian legend. It was chased incessantly by Sir Pellinore for whatever reason. I don't know, because Sir Pellinore just likes to do it. Apparently the questing beast came from the union between a woman and a demon. And apparently that sort of thing was pretty common thinking in medieval Europe. There was a book called Demonology written by King James, and it was written at the height of like the witch hunt in Britain. This book contained the idea that demons can seduce women, and they thought this was true. They thought this was actually happening. So there were several things in the Arthurian legends that came from the union between a woman and a demon, such as Merlin. Merlin actually came from the union between a woman and a demon, just like the questing beast. Don't know why there were 2 different outcomes, but there we go. I'm going to give the questing beast a power of 7 and an aggression of 2. The aggression is really low because it's constantly just running away from King Pellinore. Next up is the Afanc. This legendary creature lived in the water. It was very dangerous, very magical, blah blah blah. Some people said it looked like a crocodile, some people said it looked like a beaver. I prefer the crocodile because I think that's cooler. And the Afanc just killed any poor soul that wandered into its lake. I'm going to give the Afanc a power of 7 and an aggression of 8, because the only thing that really kept the Afanc from killing things was that it was confined to its lake. Otherwise, it is very aggressive. Now there's Troynt. The boar Troynt is the most powerful creature that I encountered while reading the Arthurian legends. He's a massive silver-haired boar that destroyed huge parts of Ireland and huge parts of Wales. Apparently his origins is that God changed an evil king into a boar as punishment for the king's sins. Ever since then, I guess the king has been really pissed off, because he just runs around and destroys entire countrysides. And in Welsh mythology, Arthur and his knights hunted this boar down. In my list, he gets a power of 10 and an aggression of 10. He is hyper powerful, able to destroy entire countrysides, and he's hyper aggressive. Number 4 is the Green Knight, and obviously this comes from Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. If you've seen that movie, which is a pretty good movie, I have some critiques, but I generally liked it. I really liked the movie's depiction of the Green Knight. I thought he looked really, really cool. The Green Knight has an ability to get its head chopped off and still be alive. He also has the ability to shapeshift into Lord Burnlack. I'm going to give the Green Knight a power of 9 and an aggression of 8. It has a power of 9 because if you can cut off his head and he doesn't die, that's pretty powerful. Number 5 is giants. There are so many giants in the Arthurian legends. In fact, Arthur was kind of known as like a giant killer. They're called the Giants of Geen, and I still don't know where Geen is or why they're called the Giants of Geen. They generally walk around naked, they're very tall, very powerful, and warriors use the nakedness of the giants to kill them because they hit them in a very soft spot and then whack their head. So that's how you kill a giant, in case you want to know. Number 6 on the list is dragons. There aren't very many dragons in the Arthurian legends, strangely. Lancelot kills one when he's on adventure in Castle Carbonek, and then Sir Tristan kills one. I only encountered 2 dragons in the Arthurian legends, and neither one of them flew around. They both stayed tucked in their caves and didn't really do anything, just kind of waited for a warrior to come and kill them. They get a power of 9 and an aggression of 4. Okay. The Cat of Lausanne. This is an interesting one. I mean, a lot of them are interesting, but this is a devil cat filled with a dozen demons pulled from the depths of a lake. Here's the origin story. Apparently, Morgana Le Fay gave some cursed bait to a fisherman. I don't know why she bothered to do that. And then the fisherman cast that cursed bait into a lake, and then he pulled out the devil cat of Lausanne. The cat strangled him to death, and then he escaped into the mountains, causing trouble. And then later, Arthur and his knights go and hunt down this cat. I'm going to give this cat a power of 6 and an aggression of 7. Arthur's dog, Cavall. In Welsh mythology, Arthur has a big dog named Cavall. Apparently, he's about the size of a horse, and he's a very strong, very impressive dog. He helps Arthur on many of his adventures, and he's generally just very helpful in helping Arthur defeat enemies. He gets a power of 6 and an aggression of 5. Okay, that is a very short bestiary of King Arthur legends. Hit the button, hit the bell, catch you later.